Greetings Exiles, I'm Cod Raziel, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about Vulconus. Now, Vulconus is a dagger which has a bunch of benefits while you're under Avatar of Fire, and also grants you Avatar of Fire about half the time. So if we look at what it grants us with Avatar of Fire, we get up to 200% increased global critical strike chance, and 50% of physical damage converted to fire. In addition to that, while enemies are bleeding, we gain up to 100% increased fire damage with hits and ailments. And if the enemies are ignited, we get up to 100% increased physical damage with hits and ailments. So basically, if you are able to get everything on this weapon together at the same time, this would be a 200% increased damage weapon with 200% increased global critical strike chance and 50% of physical damage converted to fire. So how do we do that? Well, first of all, I'm using Zoph's blood so that we permanently have Avatar of Fire, which causes a bit of a problem, since now we cannot bleed the enemies. So I thought, hey, I haven't played a Necromancer in a while, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a Necromancer, and I'm going to spec Soul Weaver to increase my Spectre's life by 100%. And then I'm going to use Knitted Horror Spectres because they have a pretty nice piercing, long-range puncture attack with a 100% chance to bleed. And to my surprise, it works pretty well and it works pretty smoothly, and this pretty much just means that two Vulconuses are a pretty budget option for a Blade Vortex character. Now, if you didn't want to be a Necromancer, you could swap one Vulconus to a Bitterbind Point. Let's have a look at Bitterbind Point for a second. So what Bitterbind Point does is it gives our Spectres a substantial amount of life, boosts our energy shield quite substantially, and it also gives us Arcane Surge on crit, so we don't have to worry about Arcane Surge. And then lastly, it gives us spell crit per Spectre. So up to 100% for 2 Spectres, 150 for 3 Spectres, and so on. So the damage on this build is probably about 1 million Shaper DPS with Blade Vortex. Although you could use any physical damage starter. You could use Cyclone, you could use Spectral Throw. Anything that starts as physical damage is going to scale really nicely with these weapons. Right now though, I'm having a bit of trouble with defensive mechanics. I'm using some hybrid energy shield life gear with Corrupted Soul. Now what Corrupted Soul does is it makes pretty much all 50% of all damage bypass energy shield, and it gives you 20% of your life as extra maximum energy shield. So as you can see, my life and my energy shield are pretty close together and they go down together, and it's really quite fantastic. So to demonstrate the effects of this, I'm going to put on Righteous Fire. As you can see, my life and my energy shield drain together, and then my life starts draining faster once my energy shield is down. So this seemed like a pretty decent defensive mechanic for me. Unfortunately, while working on this build, I forgot to plan something for physical mitigation, so I'm still trying to figure that situation out. So for now, this is where I'm at. Doing a lot of damage, getting one shot by any Legion mob that does physical damage. And I'll update you guys in a couple of days on how the build progressed and whether or not I was able to solve the physical damage problem. Oh, I'm also using another interesting defensive mechanic here, and that is a chance to avoid being stunned, which I have on my helm, my gloves, my chest, and 2 jewels. Jewels with this mod are pretty damn cheap, so nothing to worry about there. Anyway, this isn't a build guide yet. I'm still figuring out the physical mitigation, and for now, it's just Vulconus is pretty awesome when used by itself, as seen in Wolfio's video, or when used alongside some summoned minions, such as Spectres. Anyway, with all that said, I'd like to thank you for watching, and good luck, and stay juicy.
I smell a little